and welcome to Channel 72 News. In breaking news, world-famous pop star Pink has received countless death threats over the cancellation of her concert in Birmingham. The death threats were sent to her using the social media website Twitter. Tweets included messages commanding Pink to go kill herself. The nastiness of some of these tweets is overwhelming. Today we have Pink's manager, Miss Emily Smith, to discuss the emotional effects social media is having on the pop star and her life at the moment. Over to you, James.
So here we have with us is Emily Smith, who is Pink's agent. Emily, how has the death threats affected Pink's social life?
Well, you see, James, Pink has been very afraid for her family's life, not just her own.
Has it affected her going out?
She doesn't go out as much out of fear that there's going to be someone already waiting around every corner.
Now that's not what we want for our pop stars, is it?
No, not at all. They need to be able to feel safe when they go out.
Has Pink been worried in her home? Has she taken any extra precautions to protect it?
Yes, she's gotten more security around her home to fortify it, to make sure that no one is able to get into the home to hurt her or her family.
Has it affected her career?
Oh, you would say it had, because when she doesn't go out as much, it means she's not going to as many film or music things or anything to do with her career.
So Twitter has had a definite negative impact on her life.
Very, very much so.
Would you say Twitter is bad?
To an extent. Twitter is bad in relation to the death threats, but then you can always keep in contact with anyone, and that's what she wants. She wants to be able to keep in contact with her fans.
Thank you for your time, Emily.
What is Twitter, and does it have a negative or a positive effect on news medias today? How about we go talk to our Twitter expert, Lara Simpson, and find out more. Hello, Lara. Could you please tell us how Twitter has affected how we send and receive news today?
Well, James, Twitter moves at an exceedingly fast rate, such as Michael Jackson's death. It was all over Twitter by people retweeting their tweets. And the TV didn't even know about it. And it was already all over Twitter before anyone else knew. That's why Twitter is awesome.
Do you mind telling us some terminology from Twitter?
Well, the retweet button is when a Twitter user sees a tweet that they like and they retweet it as their post. There is also the favourite button, which tweeters, which we call them, like the tweets from celebrities or other people's uses. And
what about trending news?
Trending news. Well, lots of celebrities say what they're up to, and that's how the news gets hold of them. And so the news retweets, and they keep retweeting.
Would you say Twitter has a negative or a positive effect on its users?
Well, I think Twitter has a very positive and also negative effect. The positive is people always get social and always in touch with each other and their celebrities that they like. The negative side is there is also cyberbullying. The Twitter users can sometimes cyberbully the celebrities, and the celebrities can also cyberbully the other Twitters. So it's a balance of positive and negative things.
Alright, thank you for your time, Lara. Have a nice day. So it is clear, Twitter has revolutionised the way we produce, circulate and consume news. Twitter has had a both positive and negative effect on traditional news types. Traditional news media is using Twitter to their advantage to connect them to the audience in a more intimate way. But the news has been transmitted to the consumer even before the traditional news types have had access to it. Twitter has brought about many changes in today's society, both creative and cultural. Creative changes include people being able to string words together to produce meaning, and being able to transmit pictures that produce heavy meaning and soft meaning throughout the internet. Culturally, we have become reliant on Twitter and the effectiveness of communication. As Australians, we are disconnected from the rest of the world by the water, and Twitter allows us to connect with our major stars and role models in America and the UK. Twitter is negative in that aspect, as it promotes this idea that invading somebody else's life is considered to be okay. Twitter has changed how media is produced and consumed. Instead of listening to the radio or watching TV at the same time every day, people scroll through pages and pages of Twitter and just look at the news before the traditional news types, such as TV or radio, have even discovered it. Producing news has become harder and more expensive for the news stations. Twitter is a very vindictive way of media being transmitted. The media has less truthfulness, but is unsubjective to the biases of traditional news types. Twitter has a negative impact on old technology. So it is clear, Twitter has revolutionized the way we produce, circulate, and consume news. Twitter has had a both positive and negative effect on traditional news types. Traditional news media is using Twitter to their advantage to connect them to the audience in a more intimate way. But the news has been transmitted to the consumer even before the traditional news types have had access to it.
Thank you for tuning into our extra special report tonight. Peace and love from the team at Channel 72 News. Good night and good luck.